Geneva, a city known for diplomacy, was the setting for a potential economic earthquake. In 2018, the world watched as the United States and China, locked in a trade war, met for negotiations. The air was thick with anticipation. Could these two economic giants find common ground? The Chinese delegation arrived, feeling the pressure of economic vulnerability. Factory shutdowns loomed, unrest bubbled within their borders. Opening their market to the US was a risk, a gamble with their own stability. But it was a gamble they were willing to take. The American team, led by President Trump, entered with their own agenda. They sought fair trade practices and an end to intellectual property theft. But there was another, more significant prize, prying open the Chinese market to American businesses. For a brief moment, optimism filled the air. Both sides saw the potential for a historic agreement, a deal that could reshape the global economic landscape. The stakes were high, the tension palpable, but hope, for a fleeting moment, seemed possible. Talks progressed. The atmosphere remained cautiously optimistic. Then, a misheard utterance changed everything. Trump, in a meeting with Chinese officials, misconstrued $15 billion for $50 billion. This was in reference to China's proposed purchase of American agricultural products. The gaffe could have been a deal-breaker. Instead, Trump, known for his bold pronouncements and unwavering stance, seized the moment. He turned the misunderstanding into a demand. China would purchase $50 billion worth of American goods. To the astonishment of many, China agreed. The news reverberated across the globe. Financial markets surged. Pundits were left speechless. Trump, it seemed, had pulled off the impossible. But this unexpected turn of events, this seemingly insurmountable hurdle overcome, masked a deeper unease. The agreement, built on a foundation of miscommunication, was a house of cards waiting to collapse. Negotiations continued, but the shadow of the $50 billion demand loomed large. The initial goodwill began to dissipate, replaced by suspicion and mistrust. The Chinese delegation felt tricked, manipulated into a deal they hadn't intended to make. Doubts crept in on both sides. The Americans, emboldened by their perceived victory, pushed for more concessions. The Chinese, feeling betrayed, grew increasingly resistant. The fragile trust, painstakingly built in Geneva, crumbled under the weight of unspoken grievances. The pressure mounted with each passing day. The world watched, holding its breath, as the negotiations teetered on a knife's edge. The promise of a historic agreement, once so bright, began to fade, replaced by the specter of failure. Then it happened. Just days before the official signing ceremony, China made a sudden and dramatic move. They backed out of the deal. No explanation was given, no room for negotiation. The announcement sent shockwaves through the global economy. Markets tumbled, accusations flew. Trump, furious at what he perceived as a betrayal, retaliated swiftly and decisively. He canceled the entire deal, including the smaller, previously agreed-upon concessions. The hope that had blossomed in Geneva withered and died. The collapse of the deal had far-reaching consequences. It deepened the rift between the two superpowers, setting the stage for future confrontations. It also signaled to the world that even the most promising of negotiations could fall victim to the vagaries of international politics. Months later, a smaller, less ambitious trade deal was signed. It addressed some of the initial concerns but lacked the transformative potential of the original agreement. The momentum was lost, the opportunity squandered. Trump, despite securing a smaller victory, remained fixated on the original deal's collapse. He claimed to have diligently monitored the new agreement, calling Chinese officials every 2 weeks to ensure compliance. According to him, they kept their word. However, with the Biden administration's arrival, the narrative shifted. Trump accused his successor of lax enforcement, alleging that Biden's silence emboldens China to break promises and renege on commitments. The true prize, the real target for the Trump administration, was not the billions in agricultural purchases. It was the promise of China finally opening its market, creating a level playing field for American businesses. This potential opening held the promise of a seismic shift in the global economy. Imagine American companies competing fairly in China, driving innovation, creating jobs, and potentially shifting the balance of power. This dream, This vision of a more equitable and prosperous future died with the collapse of the deal. The opportunity, once within grasp, slipped away, leaving behind a sense of what could have been. Lost in the wreckage of the trade deal was another critical issue, the fentanyl crisis ravaging America. Trump, during the negotiations, had demanded China crack down on the production and export of this deadly drug. China, in exchange for reduced tariffs, pledged to cooperate. Whether this was a genuine commitment or a calculated move to appease the American president, remains a subject of debate. Some argue that Trump's focus on fentanyl was a political gamble, a way to secure a win on a pressing domestic issue. Others believe it was a genuine breakthrough, a testament to his willingness to use every tool at his disposal to protect American lives. The story of the $50 billion trade deal is a tale of missed opportunities, miscommunication, and the enduring rivalry between two global superpowers. It's a story that continues to unfold, with implications reaching far beyond the realm of economics. Would the deal have ushered in a new era of cooperation between the United States and China? Or would it have exacerbated existing tensions, leading to further conflict? These questions linger, unanswered, a reminder of the complexities and fragilities inherent in international relations. What remains clear is that the collapse of the deal marked a turning point in US-China relations, one that continues to shape the geopolitical landscape. It serves as a cautionary tale, a reminder that even the most promising of paths can lead to unexpected and often undesirable outcomes.